I'm Dave, and welcome back to Survive Middle Age. Today, I'm sharing 10 shocking midlife facts that you may have never heard, but every one of them is backed by real research, peer-reviewed studies, or government data. I'll link all of these studies down in the comments so you can check the studies for yourself. Let's jump in. Fact 1. Happiness dips in your 40s, but rises again in your 50s. A massive global study across 145 countries shows that happiness follows a U-shaped curve. Basically, in your 20s, you're about as happy as you're probably going to be, and then it starts dipping down through your 30s, and then in your 40s where it bottoms out. But then the good news is that later in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you begin to climb out of your funk. So if you feel stuck right now, the data says that, hey, you may be closer to an upswing than you think. Fact 2. We lose 3% to 8% of our muscle per decade after 30. And after 60, it speeds up. So what we're really talking about here is that if you're not strength training in your middle age, then you're losing one of your biggest protectors against aging, which is muscle. Best time to do it was yesterday. The next best time is today. Fact number 3, failing a 10-second balance test doubles your mortality risk. Researchers found that adults ages 51 to 75 who can't stand on one leg for 10 seconds had nearly double the risk of expiring in the next decade. You know, if you can't balance, then there's probably a greater chance that you're going to fall during your day-to-day activities. So it makes sense. Fact number 4, adults 45 to 64 account for 36% of U.S. healthcare spending. So basically, this is the most expensive decades of your life, medically speaking, with adults between 45 and 64 accounting for more than a third of all healthcare spending in the United States. Fact number 5, people over 50 are the most successful entrepreneurs. If you think you're too old to start something new, the data says just the opposite. So middle age isn't a dead end. Think of it as a launch pad. You developed a lot of skills, a lot of know-how along the way, and you have a lot to offer. Package that up and get it out there and find a customer for your product. Fact number 6, your grip strength can predict your longevity as well. It's one of the strongest predictors of future disability, cognitive decline, and overall mortality. Fact number 7, just 11 minutes of daily activity cuts early death risk by 23%. If you've watched some of my other videos, this is one of the themes I'm trying to pass on, is that, you don't have to be running half marathons or 5 miles or 3 miles even. Right now at this point in our life, a little bit of fitness goes a very long way. So you don't need a perfect routine. You just need to start moving and get out there. Fact number 8, exercise can reverse brain shrinkage. So what they found was that brain volume naturally declines as we age. It starts in our 50s, but here's the twist. Aerobic exercise, which we talked about back in fact 7, it doesn't take a lot, but aerobic exercise can actually reverse shrinkage in many areas of the hippocampus. So exercise doesn't just protect your body, it also protects your mind. Fact number 9, adults gain 1 to 2 pounds per year from 30 to 60. This Harvard research shows that adults gained about 1 to 2 pounds per year throughout their midlife. And that doesn't sound like much, but think about it, that's 10 to 20 pounds per decade. Over that 30-year period, we could be talking anywhere from 30 to 60 pounds of weight gain. So one of the best things you can do for your knees, your back, your cardiovascular health, all your health is basically keep your weight down. Don't wait until it gets out of hand. Trying to take positive actions on your diet as soon as possible. And fact number 10, I think this is the best fact and the best one to end this on, is that a healthy 50-year-old still has 30 to 35 high-quality years ahead of them. According to U.S. actuary tables, a healthy adult at 50 on average will live into their mid-80s. So you may not even be halfway through your healthy years. Now is a great time to keep yourself physically active and enjoy many, many healthy years ahead of you. All right, so those were 10 research-backed facts that many people may not have heard of, But I think the most important question now is, what are you going to do with this information? I think if you go back through the items that I listed, I think you'll see a theme. The theme is take charge of your life now. And a little bit of exercise now can go a long way. And that being active is one of the absolute best things you can do to help yourself enjoy the best second half of your life possible.